Welcome to the Blind Android Users channel. This is your source for everything Android, tutorials and demos, all from a blindness perspective. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Hello everyone, this is Warren Carr for Blind Android Users Podcast. In our 29th episode of the Blind Android Users Podcast, we talked about OOCR packages, and that's scanning apps for the blind on the Android platform. We discussed a few of those, and owed to the fact that we got a lot of email messages regarding the subject matter, I thought that it would be good that we give it a little more in-depth look at each and every one of these apps that we discussed. I'll be doing these series in installments, and there are going to be about 8 or so of these, including KNFB Reader, Envision, ID, Sullivan Plus, Speak, Lookout by Google, Leisure, formerly known as Voice Dream Scanner, SuperSense, and more. Since the KNFB Reader was the very first one that came to us, I thought that it should have first place of the one to be demonstrated first. To be sure that we have maximum compatibility, I am not doing this on an Android 12 Beta 2 powered phone. Instead, I am doing this on an older phone, that is the Pixel 1 first generation, running Android 10. I have also set my phone to the airplane mode. The whole idea is to find out which one does support offline scanning and which one doesn't. I will now go to my OOCR package folder and launch the KNFB Reader. I do also want to mention here in passing that I will be using the defunct Speak TTS using the Sophie voice. I will now open that OOCR package folder.
Folder, OOCR. Page 1 of 5. Folder opened, 4x4.
I will now go ahead and open KNFB Reader.
KNFB Reader. KNFB Reader. Take picture. Take picture of the document and read the text. Button.
I do want to mention here in passing that I am not particularly a big fan of the KNFB Reader UI. In my never-to-be humble opinion, I think that the whole UI is so cluttered, but of course that's my opinion. I will therefore start with the description of the layout of the UI so you have a better understanding of what you are working with here. When you launch the app, on the very top left corner, you find the on-off button for the flash. By default, the flash is set to the auto. In other words, if you are scanning in a dimly lit place, the flash would automatically come on. If you would rather turn it on manually, then you'll have to tap on that to turn it on. So on the top left corner, we have the flash.
Camera flash is on. Double tap to change camera flash mode. Button, KNFB Reader.
It says the camera flash is on, but it isn't on. Instead, it should have said it's automatic. To the right of that, on the right-hand corner, near the top right corner, we have 2 buttons at the very top. We have File Explorer, and to the very right edge, we have the Settings.
File Explorer.
And to the right of that,
Settings.
Below those 2 buttons is something that is called Tilt Guidance.
Tilt Guidance. Double tap to change setting. Switch, tilt off.
What this does is that if you turn this on and you're trying to capture a picture of some text, if you're not holding the phone right, it will vibrate. It will cease to vibrate once it recognizes that you are holding your phone right. So if you have problem with spatial issues, then probably you need to turn that on. Below that button is a long button that goes almost toward the bottom of the phone, and that is called
Field of View Report. Report camera position relative to the document. Button.
Field of View Report. And as I said earlier, this is a long button that goes almost to the bottom of the phone. In the midsection, 3/4 down, Toward the bottom, from the left, we have a button called
Add Picture from Library. Choose a picture from Device Library to be added. Button.
To the right edge, straight across from that Add Picture from Library, and below the field of View Report is a button that says Batch Mode.
Batch Mode off. Double tap to change setting. Button.
In other words, that button is found below that long Field of View Report button. That batch mode is for those of you that have a camera stand and you would like to continuously shoot pictures of books as you turn the pages. Let's now go toward the bottom of the phone now near the home button area. Just above that area is what I'm talking about. In other words, it's where your dock would be. And starting from the left, here are the buttons found near that home button area.
Set language. Current selection, English, button.
To the right of that, we have
Select document type. Current type. Multi-column, button.
And to the right,
Select picture mode. Current selection. Manual, button.
here we have the select picture mode. And what does this mean? What it means is that you could tap on here and choose either the automatic. Let's go in here and take a look.
Select profile. Manual picture, radio button, checked, 1 of 3, and list, 3 items. Automatic picture, radio button, not checked, 2 of 3. Document stand, radio button, not checked, 3 of 3.
Those are the modes that you have. I do want to mention here in passing that I try the automatic, and each time that I do, the app simply crashes. So I'm not even going to go into that. I don't have a camera stand, so I'm not even going to try that. But it is there in case you want to try it.
KNFB.
Before we get into scanning now, let's go into the settings and take a look at what we have.
Settings. Settings. General, selected.
When you open up the settings, you have 3 tabs near the very top. And the first one is the one that says General, and that is selected by default. To the right of that, we have
Text.
Text. And what that entails has to do with the font and all of that. To the right of that is the final tab there at the top, and this says
About.
About. Let's go back now to the General tab, and that's the one that is selected. Each time that you tap on one of these tabs, it switches to the content of that particular tab. So for instance, if I tap on
Text. Text.
Selected.
Selected.
If I tap on text, here's what you will find.
Font type, Arial, 2 of 8. Font size, 16, 3 of 8. Text color, black, 4 of 8.
You got the drift. Now, if I go up toward the top and tap on the About tab.
About, out of, about. Restore documentation, 1 of 4, and list, 4 items. Contact us, 2 of 4. Unlock full version, 3 of 4. About, 4 of 4.
So if you haven't purchased it, this is where you can go to unlock the full version. I already have paid for it. Now, going back and tapping on the General tab near the top left corner.
General. General. Selected. Page 1 of 3.
Now let's go ahead and look at what the General tab has. And these are the items that we find here in the General.
Text, camera, flashlight is up, camera, disabled, 1 of 16. Flashlight is always on, checkbox, not checked, 2 of 16. Field of view, landscape mode, checkbox, not checked, 3 of 16. Field of view reports visible corners, checkbox, not checked, 4 of 16.
And you can check that to let you know. How about we check that?
Checked. Select recognition languages, 5 of 16.
You go in here and choose a language that you would like to use for your recognition.
Reader, disabled, 6 of 16. Automatically start reading, checkbox, checked, 7 of 16. Allow reading in background, checkbox, checked, 8 of 16. Select reading languages, 9 of 16.
This is important because this is where you can go and choose the voice with which you would like to hear your readouts. So let's go in here and show you what this is all about.
Select reading languages. Checkbox, checked, English, 1 of 32, and list 32 items.
Now, to the right of each of these languages is something called Language Variant. This is where you tap to go in and choose a TTS engine that you would like to use for readout if you are not going to be using your screen reader. So for instance, if I go to the right of where it says English, I will be looking at the TTS engines for English language.
View language variants button.
View language variant. We tap here.
English. A couple of voices.
We have a cappella voices.
Radio button, not checked, English, United States, Heather. Radio button, checked, English, United States, Sharon.
That's the one that I had chosen.
Radio button, not checked, English, United States, Karen. Radio button, not checked, English, United States, Rod.
All of those are under the heading of the a cappella voices.
Radio button, not checked, English, United States, Wool. Eloquence voices.
And now we are down to the Eloquence Voices heading.
Radio button, not checked, English, United Kingdom. Radio button, not checked, English, United States. Google Voices.
And on it goes. So for instance, let's say I check.
Radio button, not checked, English, United States, Rod.
Let's choose Rod.
Checkbox, checked, English, 1 of 32. Select reading languages. Showing items 1 to 13 of 32.
I will now go back to the settings.
Settings. Select recognition languages, 5 of 16. Reader, disabled, automatically start reading, allow reading in background, checkbox, check, select reading languages, 9 of 16.
Let's continue from here.
File manager, disabled, 10 of 16. Confirm before deleting, checkbox, checked, 11. Dropbox backup, disabled, 12 of 16. Link to Dropbox, checkbox, not checked, 13 of 16. Allow mobile data for Dropbox, checkbox, not checked, 14 of 16. Backup all KNFB files to Dropbox, 15 of 16. Restore all KNFB files from Dropbox, 16 of 16.
And that would be the last one. As you can see, they are heavy into Dropbox. I will now go back and now get to the actual scanning. And I hope that you have understood the layout, and now I will proceed to do a test of the scanning. This is something that I typed when we were doing episode 29. I will now focus my phone there, and I hope that you are able to hear it because it's a little bit to the side. I am now over here, and I'm going to point my camera at that piece of paper. And as always, I've always suggested that if you're not very good with holding your phone, you need to put it down on the page and slowly lift it up to about a foot or a foot and a half above that paper before you try the scanning. All right, so now I will point my camera, the back of my phone, at the piece of paper.
Field of view report. Report camera position relative to the document. Button.
I'm going to try that field of view report.
Top edge is visible. Rotated 0 degrees counterclockwise.
I am told that the top edge is visible. I will now take a picture.
Take picture.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Here with the must-have apps, we come to the 29th episode in which the happens to be the category for discussion. To be crowned king, as we put these apps to the test.
That was that it's not so good. However, I could try taking it again, but that was just a quick view of what it can do. It's unfortunate that I couldn't try the automatic scanning, but I'll try it just in case someone was doubting.
Take picture.
I will now tap on the picture mode and choose the automatic and see if it doesn't crash today.
Select picture mode. Current. Select Automatic picture, radio button, not checked. Current selection. Automatic. Pixel launcher.
And it just
Equalizer
crashed.
Code Pro, out of list.
I'm now back to my home screen. That would be the KNFB reader. Thanks for listening to another clip from the Blind Android Users channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're notified of every new material that we upload. Thanks again for listening to the Blind Android Users channel.